Alright guys, welcome back to another start bench cut video. For those of you guys who are unaware of how this video works, I have this wheel. We're going to spin it 3 times for positions: QB, running backs, receivers, tight ends, O-line, defense, and coach. And we're going to make 3 separate teams out of them, and then we're going to plug them into Madden and see how that goes. Yep, hope you guys enjoy, and I'll catch you in there.
That's not what he wanted to cook.
Again, we got it. We're in. There we go. Oh my god. 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 Look of the Irish. Holy shit. First time ever. Audra gets to me with the kick return. Pity. Oh, look at the Irish, me boyos.
Alright, so first we're going to start with QB. QB1 is going to be the Giants. Okay, that's going to be Russ. Let's see who our second QB is going to be. Bears, Caleb Williams. Alright, wide receiver, or no, QB3. Raiders or Rams? Nope, Geno Smith again. Alright, Geno Smith. Alright, so our 3 QBs, we have Russ, Caleb Williams, Geno Smith. Going into 2025. This is kind of tough. Is Caleb Williams actually going to be my number 1? I mean, yeah, with Ben Johnson, year 2. Yeah, we'll get Caleb Williams to start. Russ and the Giants or Geno Smith and the Raiders. Okay, we'll do Russ. Russ will be the bench. Geno Smith will be the cut. Actually, is that wrong? That could be so wrong, dude. Geno Smith has been way better than Russ these past 2 years. And it's just, I guess the Raiders have, he has Brock Bowers, whereas he has Malik Neighbors. Okay, we're switching. Geno's going to be the bench. Russ is going to be the cut. All right, first running back. Let's see. The Packers, Josh Jacobs. Okay. All right, running back two. The Lions. All right, we're going to go Jahmyr Gibbs. Final running back. The Cowboys. Oh, my God. Who is the Cowboys starting running back, technically? I think it's Miles Sanders. Javonte Williams. Okay. All right, running backs. All right, I think this is very cut and clear. Jahmyr Gibbs, easily a top 3 to 5 running back. Josh Jacobs, top 5 to 10. And then Javonte Williams probably isn't even going to be a starter by the end of the year. All right, first set of receivers. Rams. That's going to be Puka. Let's go with our second wide receiver. All right, this is lagging. Scary Terry, or Calvin Ridley? Calvin Ridley. All right, final first set of receivers. Bucks, Mike Evans. Nice. I think this is the first time we ever got him. All right, we got Puka, Calvin Ridley, Mike Evans. Calvin Ridley's going to be the obvious cut. All right. So I know Puka's a younger, more electric guy. Calvin Ridley, or Mike Evans, is literally the most consistent wide receiver in league history. He's going to get 1,000 yards no matter what. Puka, no matter what, if he gets hurt. Puka, if he gets hurt, he might not. But I don't think he's going to hurt. We're going to go Puka. Puka is more young, more electric, more mobile. And then Mike Evans will be the bench. All right, second set of receivers. Cowboys, CeeDee Lamb. All right, second receiver. Colts, Michael Pittman, another first-time guy. All right, last wide receiver for our second set. The Raiders, I think that's Trey Tucker. No, Jacoby Myers. All right, second set of receivers. CeeDee Lamb, Michael Pittman, Jacoby Myers. I think this is going right how we spun it. CeeDee as the start, Michael Pittman as the bench, Jacoby Myers as the cut. All right, last set of receivers. The Packers. So Matthew Golden, wide receiver, Neighbors or Garrett Wilson. Looks like it's going to be Neighbors. Malik Neighbors, I think, has been the most selected guy. All right, final wide receiver. Scary? No. Marvin Harrison. All right, so, wow, we got all super young guys. Basically, second-year guys or rookies. Matthew Golden, Malik Neighbors, Marvin Harrison. It's easy. Malik Neighbors, start. Marvin Harrison can easily be a start, I think, by next year. But, I mean, based off last year's numbers, and Russ and Jameis Winston, I feel like, are going to get the ball out to Malik Neighbors better than Kyler Murray to Marvin Harrison. I could be wrong. I'm going Marvin Harrison. And then that leaves Matthew Golden as the cut guy. All right, tight ends. First tight end, we got Commanders. I think that hurts. Second tight end, Steelers. Pat Freiermuth or Eagles? Eagles. Ooh. Dallas Goedert picked after Zach Ertz, who was the former Eagle. Honestly, I kind of like Zach Ertz better. All right, final tight end, Noah Fant. So my tight ends are the former Eagle, Zach Ertz, the current Eagle, Dallas Goedert, and then Noah Fant. So I know this one's going to be very controversial to some people, but I like Zach Ertz a lot more than Dallas Goedert. I honestly think he's better. I think low-key the Eagles never should have gotten rid of him. I think he's a better tight end. Maybe this year he might not be because of his age, but it's not like Dallas Goedert stays on the field either. That leaves Noah Fant as the cut. O-line. First O-line is the Panthers. Ooh, yikes. All right, so the Panthers are an easy cut team, I think. Let's see what the second O-line is. Don't give me the Panthers again. Respin? Wow. All right, respin. All right, second O-line. Bills. Good shit. All right, final O-line. Patriots. Patriots O-line. All right, O-line. I know the Panthers invested kind of heavily with like Damian Lewis and Robert Hunt. They have some first-round talent on there. I'm going to say the Bills because I just think they're the slightly more proven team. So Deion Dawkins. I think they have Connor McGovern. He's kind of good. Then I'll leave the Panthers to the bench. And then Patriots, unfortunately, they're the cut. I can't really think of anybody on that O-line anyway. All right, now defense. Seahawks. Let's see. Bucks, Titans. Bucks. All right, final defense. Patriots. Defense. We're going to go with Seahawks as a start team. I really like what they have going on with Tariq Woolen, Devin Witherspoon. And they have Julian Love. He's quietly one of the best safeties in the league. Then I'll leave the Bucks defense as the bench. I know they spent money on Harold Landry and Milton Williams, but it's just there's so many times those signings happen and they just don't really make too much improvements. So till I actually see something, they're going to be the cut team. All right, now final positions are head coach. Lions got Dan Campbell. All right, let's see head coach number 2. Oh shit, Sean McDermott. Sean McDermott and Dan Campbell are 2 very good head coaches so far. That's gonna be tough. Let's see who our third head coach is. Watch it be Andy Reid. Bucks. Who the fuck is the Bucks head coach? Is it? Yeah, Todd Bowles, because he looks like a bowel. Alright, so all 3 of these coaches led their teams to the playoffs last year. Sean McDermott is probably the most consistent, more proven out of these guys. I like Dan Campbell the best because I feel like I hear the most from his tree though. Like Aaron Glenn, Ben Johnson. I can't really, well actually, Brian Dable came from, okay, Sean McDermott. He's more proven. Then we'll do Dan Campbell and Todd Bowles. Todd Bowles, he did pretty good last year with Baker Mayfield. Let's see what he keeps doing. But unfortunately, he's going to be the cut team. All right, so my start team is going to be Caleb Williams, handing the ball off to Jahmyr Gibbs, and throwing the ball to Puka, CeeDee Lamb, Malik Neighbors, and Zach Ertz with the Bills O-line protecting him. Seahawks defense led by Sean McDermott. It's a pretty solid team. Caleb Williams could definitely have a good second year with that. Bench team, we got Geno Smith hand the ball to Josh Jacobs while throwing the ball to Mike Evans, Michael Pittman, Marvin Harrison Jr., Dallas Goedert with the Panthers O-line protecting him, the Bucks defense, and Dan Campbell coaching. I mean, dude, consistently, I think so far, this is number 4. The bench team has won every single time, so I can't root the bench team out, and this team does not look bad at all. Geno Smith, that could be better, but that's really, this is not a bad group. And that leaves the cut team. Russell Wilson hand the ball off to Javonte Williams while throwing the ball to Calvin Ridley. I can't even remember who this is right now. Jacoby Myers, Matthew Golden, Noah Fant, with the Patriots O-line protecting him and the Patriots defense led by Todd Bowles. Honestly, I think the best part about this team is Todd Bowles. I think he's probably the only thing that could really make this team in real life. But in Madden, I think this team's going to suck. But yeah, I'll see you guys in Madden. All right, guys. Now I'm at the Madden portion of Start Bench Cut number 4. To start off, we have the start team. We have the Seattle Seahawks, 84 overall, 85 offense, 84 defense. I think this is the most balanced start team we've made. Let's take a look at the lineup. So Caleb Williams, a 75 overall rookie. Jahmyr Gibbs, 93. CeeDee Lamb, Puka Nacua, and Malik Neighbors. That's a very solid trio. The O-line's kind of lackluster. That's the Bills O-line, especially with the development traits. But their tackle group is looking pretty good. 88 and 85. Zach Ertz at a 79. That's not terrible. Then the defense looks pretty good. Their secondary is great. They have Woolen. Witherspoon's hurt right now, but he'll be back. And then Law, Leonard Williams, Byron Murphy. Good linebacker core. Julian Love is one of the best safeties in the league. He's just not talked about. And since Sean McDermott is the coach, we have Sean McDermott and the Buffalo Bills playbook. I'm going to say, just based on how the start team's normally been, I'm going to say this is a 9-win team. Bench team, and once again, the bench team has a better overall than the start team. 85 overall, 88 overall offense, 83 overall defense. So they have the better offense, worse defense compared to the start team. Geno Smith is a 79 overall. Josh Jacobs is a 92. Mike Evans, 94 X Factor. Okay, then Michael Pittman and Marvin Harrison. That's I thought Michael would be a higher overall, but either way, on paper, this is a good group. And an O-line on paper, or especially like Madden paper, looks way better. A lot more 80 overalls, and every single guy is a star. I don't really necessarily agree with this, but that's just how Madden works. And then Dallas Goedert is a high overall compared to Zach Ertz, even though I don't agree with that. Zach Ertz, in my opinion, is way better. And then we have the Bucks defense. Levante David and Antoine Winfield are 2 of the best defenders. Vita Vea, Son Reddick's on the Bucks. Holy shit, I did not realize that. He's only 76 overall, though. And then Jamel Dean, is that his name? Yeah, Jamel Dean. Yeah, so the Bucks defense definitely is not that bad. Since it's Dan Campbell, Detroit Lions playbook. This is definitely one of the worst cut teams we've made. 80 overall, 77 overall offense. I think that's the worst offense we've seen. And then 85 overall defense. All right, this offense, Russell Wilson leading the way. Javonte Williams, Jacoby Myers, Calvin Ridley, and Matthew Golden. I guess on paper right now, with Madden paper, this is a little bit better. Well, no. That's not better than the Bucks because they have Mike Evans. O-line, definitely the worst of the bunch. Two guys that are barely scraping 80. Noah Fant, lowest overall tight end. He is a star, though, at least. But the defense is looking pretty solid. Every single guy is a star development except for their second linebacker, Spillane. That's only because he's older, and he's very reliable. Yeah, this is not a bad-looking group at all. Just some of these guys are kind of young, but no, this is not bad. This could actually be the best defense wise. So the bench team, I forgot to predict a record. I'm going to say for them, they're going to go 10-7, and then a cut team, I'll say they're lucky to get 7 wins, but I think they're going to have a top defense. All right, meet you guys halfway. All right, we're at the halfway point, and the Patriots are 3-4. That's our cut team, so they are on pace for like a 6-7 wins, so they're doing better than I thought. Okay, I said their defense is going to be way better. I said they're going to have like a top 10 defense. Their defense is 26, 24, 24. Dog shit. And look at their offense. They're top 3, top 8, top 9. That's crazy. Let's take a look. Russ is playing pretty decently. Okay. Javonte Williams, a lot of touchdowns. 8 touchdowns. Jacoby Myers is doing pretty good yardage-wise. Calvin Ridley, not too bad. Tight end and Matthew Golden, they're kind of lacking. Especially Noah Fant. He has no touchdowns. Matthew Golden has a good amount. All right, so cut team is doing right on track. They're right on track to the peak of what I thought they'd be. All right, now on to the bench team, who are 2-5. Wow, I think this is the first time the bench team has been worse than the cut team in a halfway point. That is looking really bad. Yeah, they're not raking out that well. 26, 13, 30, 29, 25, 30. The only thing they're doing kind of good is passing yards. Geno Smith, not good at all. Oh, under a 90 passer rating, 10-8. Terrible. What the hell happened here? I'm guessing Josh Jacobs got hurt. Oh, he broke his ankle. Okay, so this is the first time that happened. I guess maybe I got to turn off injuries for this stuff, but Josh Jacobs got hurt. Mike Evans, I mean, he's on pace for 1,000 yards, but not in the red zone at all. Only 1 touchdown. Yikes. Michael Pittman, having a Michael Pittman year. Okay. Dallas Goedert's playing kind of good. He's the best tight end so far. And then Marvin Harrison, not really much. And now to the start team. Okay. Dude, I think all my bets have been wrong. I think I bet on the bench team, and right now the start team's looking the best, and the bench team is looking the worst. 4-3, okay. Wow, they're ranking awesomely. Offense 6, first 6. Defense 15, 17, 5th. This is definitely a starting worthy team. Let's take a look. Caleb Williams, I think, is definitely leading the league in yards. He's on pace for 4,000 yards, 100%. Touchdown to ratio percentage is not awesome. I mean, he's on pace for 30 touchdowns, but 20 picks. Yikes. Good completion percentage. Passer rating could be better, but he's playing pretty good. He's definitely slinging it. Jahmyr Gibbs, he's having a good year. He's on pace for just over 1,000 yards, 5 yards a carry, 10 touchdowns. I like that. Puka is having a Puka year, 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns on pace. CeeDee Lamb's on pace for 1,000 yards, too. Neighbors is not doing bad for his first year and splitting carries. And Zach Ertz, I think, is definitely the best tight end out of the group. And he's on pace for 10 touchdowns. So, I mean, it definitely is looking really good for the start team. Let's take a look. Let's see if the bench team can make a comeback. Or maybe, is this the first time the cut team's going to make the playoffs? That hasn't happened yet. Okay, so the Seahawks, they did what I said. They went 9-8. That was my pre-record, my prediction. I predicted them to go 9-8. They went 9-8. Okay. 10th, 4th, 9th, 16th, 5th, 7th. Amazing. They were the 7th seed, though. They just made the playoffs, just barely. Let's take a look at how Caleb Williams finished the year. 4,300 yards, 37 touchdowns, almost 30 picks, though. He almost had a JMO year. Okay, I mean, he can definitely improve upon that, but for his first year, technically, that's what it's saying. Not bad. Jahmyr Gibbs, terrific, 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns. CeeDee Lamb, 1,008. Puka just under 1,000, but he got 10. Neighbors, not too bad. And Zach Ertz, definitely a top-tier tight end year. All right, the bench team, oh my fucking god. Every team I choose, I lose. They went 5-12. They ranked out bottom of everything except for passing yards. Okay, at least Geno Smith got 4,000 yards, 32-19. I mean, I would still take Caleb Williams this year over this. Since Josh Jacobs got hurt, running back doesn't matter. Mike Evans year, he improved a lot in the red zone, at least, the second half. Michael Pittman had a Michael Pittman year. A little more in the red zone, though. I don't really think he gets 8 touchdowns that much. Dallas Goedert, not bad, but still not as good as Zach Ertz. And then, really, Jalen McMillan went over Marvin Harrison. Oh, Marvin Harrison looks like he got hurt. Yeah, I gotta start turning these off for this. I'm surprised it took 4 times of this for people to actually start getting hurt. Alright, so can the cut team beat a 9-8 record? The cut team collapsed. They were 3-4 and then ended up going 3-7. That sucks. Okay. But at least we have a definite winner in the start team. This team definitely did better than the bench team, though. 15, 19, 23, 24, 11, 23 for the rankings. Russell Wilson, probably the worst quarterback play out of the group. Javonte Williams played decently. 14 touchdowns. That's pretty good for him. Jacoby Myers, really good. 1250, 14 touchdowns. He's probably the best receiver out of the bunch. Calvin really did all right. Noah Fant, okay. Probably the worst out of the tight ends. Matthew Golden. He got a lot of touchdowns at least. All right, let's take a look at the awards. What happened here? So we're looking for Seahawks, Bucks, Patriots. No one there. Coach of the year. Nothing. All right, let's hit NFC. This is going to be for the Seahawks and the Bucks, the starting bench team. Nothing. All right, we got Dexter Lawrence, or DeMarcus Lawrence, okay. And Shaq Barrett for defensive. Caleb Williams and Malik Neighbors of the Seahawks as well, okay, for offensive rookie of the year. Tyke Smith is the rookie of the year. QBs, any QBs? No QBs, wow, okay. Running back, Jahmyr Gibbs. Wide receiver, nobody, okay. O-line, just Connor McGovern, that's a little surprising. D-line, D-Law, and Vita Vea, okay. Linebacker, Shaq Barrett, that makes sense. Defensive back, Tyke Smith, that makes sense because he got Rookie of the Year. And then Trey Brown from the Seahawks, okay. Kicker, Jason Myers. Yeah, man, it definitely looks like the Seahawks to start team 1 this year. Let's just take a look at the AFC. Anybody from the Patriots? No. Okay, Matthew Golden for Rookie of the Year. No. Russell Wilson, really. He's the only QB that got on it. I thought he was the worst out of all of them. Running back, Javonte Williams. That actually makes sense. He was pretty good. Wide receiver, Jacoby Myers. He was pretty good. O-line, no. D-line, no. Linebacker, okay, Harold Landry, all right. DBs, okay, Kyle Duggar, and then Romo, the kicker. Wow, John Parker Romo. So it definitely looks like start team was the best, then cut team, then the bench. And yeah, I'm glad you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.